Team, whether or not you're trying to prepare a kit for your vehicle, for the house, shop, or for a tactical purpose, you need to put some intentional effort into how you put this thing together. So I'm getting ready for a land nav class, and I have my base kit here, which is made by Refuge Medical. It's their OpFac. We're gonna deep dive into this, and I'm gonna show you all the things that I like about it, that I don't like about it, and how I'm gonna set it up for actual use. Pretty good sized kit. It's about 9 inches, right, by 6 inches. It's about the size of a small ass pack, if you will. And so it comes with some attachments that you could put it on anything that's MOLLE compatible, whether you're looking to add something onto a belt, onto a harness, onto the back, like we mentioned earlier, on the back of a vehicle panel, or whatever the case is. And so you have this nice base right off the bat. If you've heard me talk about tourniquets before, you do see a tourniquet up here. And if anybody ever tells you to carry a tourniquet like this, they're wrong. Just click off the video. So we're gonna get this thing set up, right? And then it comes with a marker that you can see there, whatever. And of course their Cool Guy patch, which we'll take care of that later too. You see the red straps. Pull this out, little kangaroo pouch kind of stays wherever you're at. And now you have your basic trauma kit, right? So you have some shears. Team, leave some comments down below if there are some items that you think we should all be carrying every time we go off and conduct any type of training based off of your lessons learned and the things that you have experienced. You've got a halo vent and seal, chest wounds. Then we have some tape. Off on the right side, we have emergency trauma dressing. 2 sets of gloves. And another dressing here, right? And a sterilized cotton dressing. So this is all well and good, but it's not good enough for the stoker. And so let's go inside, we'll get this thing set up. I've already been in the kit playing with it, and so we also had this guy in here, and she's not gonna last. And that's why it wasn't there, because I'm not going to carry this. Make sure you check down in the description below for a link over to Refuge Medical and check out all of the stuff that they have. All of these add-ons, other than the meds and the chem light and the extra marker, all came from Refuge Medical. Man, they're not only an outstanding company that provides some really good equipment, they are a value-based organization. And it was because of that that I was more than happy to work with them to help build this kit so that I can take care of not only myself, but all the students who come out in the event that an accident or injury happens. Team, let me know what you think down in the comments below, and we'll keep this conversation rolling. As always, until then, you stay out there, you keep grinding, and you stay stoked. This tourniquet set up for action. It's even more important than the morale patch. So this plastic needs to come off. You can imagine if you need to deploy a tourniquet and you're having to mess with this thing, right? Oh, I keep my training ones out, but the ones I want to use for real, I keep packaged up so I know which ones haven't been used. If you need to use a tourniquet, listen to me, team. If you need to use a tourniquet and you just wasted this much time and it's causing your mind to get even more rattled, somebody's probably not going to make it. Right? So that's not horrible. It's got a good sized opening right there, so that's fine, right? I can leave that just like that. Now I can take this tourniquet and I can put it back in the tube. So now that's good to go. Next thing, we can go ahead and use the handy dandy shears. And these are pretty decent shears. Like, there's good shears out there and there's bad shears out there. Just like there's good fans out there and there's fans that need to be replaced. don't invest in crappy shears. Get good ones. Next we got this Refuge Medical. I mean, that's cool. But let's just make it cooler and official, right? Now we have the Stoked IFAK, right? Such a goober. So again, I told you, that this guy was in there. I'm going to take this out and put it in a different kit for my vehicle, but for what I'm doing out here in the woods, which is what this is going to be designed to be for, I don't need that at all. You got to think about what's most likely to happen and build your kit around that. If you're building a kit for your truck to use in emergency situations, you need to be thinking about trauma, right? Because you're probably thinking about how can I best respond to a vehicular accident. Like bandaging a boo-boo is not a big deal. Like, some things can wait. Other things cannot wait. So having a good, decent first aid kit that you take camping for the boo-boos and the owies, especially if you have kids, like, that's cool because that's more morale thing. Dudes, like, give me some duct tape and we'll be fine, right? But take the things that you need for what is most likely. Now, what's most likely? Out here in the woods, a tripping, right? So breaking a leg, twisting an ankle, a burn from a fire, a burn from, touching something else that's hot or being touched by something that's hot. You can use your imagination for that. Hot and cold weather injuries, dislocating again, not just our legs, but our arms. I mean, if we're crawling, we're falling, and we don't know how to fall properly, whatever the case is, we get some injuries to our extremities that need to be taken care of. Some cuts and scrapes, certainly, especially whether it's from vegetation or from mishandling a tool, right? So these are all the things that I'm thinking about, and that's why I'm not overly concerned about things like this. And although I'm not overly concerned about chest seals or Hondo bumping into the camera, I am going to keep this because it is so slim, and in the event that somebody's punctured for whatever reason, I have that, right? Now, everybody loves to carry a tourniquet. But the truth is, you need to be able to do two things, right, when it comes to bleeding. You need to be able to take care of your catastrophic injuries to your extremities, right? But you also need to be able to take care of catastrophic injuries in the abdominal, right, in the body section. Now, I'm no doctor, this is not medical advice, but tourniquets are only half the battle. Like, if you carry a tourniquet and you don't carry something to treat a gunshot wound, like if you can't pack a wound, you're fooling yourself. If you're only carrying one and not the other, you are fooling yourself. If somebody tells you to only carry one and not the other, they're fooling you. Click off their freaking videos. That's why, in addition to cotton gauze, which isn't the best for packing wounds, but it will work, I also have a hemostatic dressing, so I can get these two things set up in here. I'm going to keep the emergency trauma dressing, of course, but again, thinking about dislocated shoulders and arms and whatnots, that's why I'm also including a standard triangular bandage, right? This thing can be used for all kinds of things, whether or not we need to work on field expedient splints, whether or not we need to sling arms, help prevent people from moving shoulders, elbows, wrists, whatevers, to being able to do all kinds of other things as well. So you got to have one of these guys. Again, we talked about burns, and so that's why I have a burn dressing. You got campfires, you need to be able to take care of burns, right? I'm also going to throw on another marker, and this one has some medical tape on it, and that's in addition to the tape that came with the OpFac kit, right? So this is good stuff. But if the stoker gets a freaking owie, right, I don't need a Band-Aid. I can tape it up, and then another marker, because markers dry out. I'm also going to throw in a chem light. And then 3 bags, pain medicine, allergy medicine, just Benadryl, and heartburn medicine. With all of this stuff that we have, if there's something that happens, I can treat most things on the spot with what we have here and get somebody back if something else is needed. So I'm pretty happy with this kit. All right, team, there you go, man. A modified and improved OpFac manufactured by Refuge Medical. So make sure you go down in the description and check out the link to go check out all of their other gear. So this kit, man, it's ready to go in the truck. It's ready to go off into the woods. And so I'm going to get this thing set up on my pack. That way we're ready to go for our next training session. If you want to learn more about the training that Stoker offers here, also down in the link, stokermatic.com. You don't need a link, just stokermatic.com, man. It's that freaking easy. Head on over. I would love to work and train with you. Team, I appreciate you guys. Make sure you leave some comments down below about the OpFac itself, about Refuge Medical, about things that we added in here, and what is most likely, what is least likely. What do you carry each and every single time that you go out and do some training? Or what do you carry in your vehicle? Because it's based off of all of our shared experiences. That's down in those comments, that's where real discovery happens. Not only for myself, but for everybody else who's down there reading and contributing as well. So make sure you take advantage of that community down there. Team, I appreciate you guys. Until then, you stay out there, you keep grinding, and you stay stoked. Team, if you want to master your craft and develop your tactical virtue, make sure you subscribe to the channel and click that notification bell so that you can stay up to date with future content. Consider becoming a channel member. It's going to give you exclusive access to content not available to anybody else. I appreciate you guys. Until then, you stay out there, you keep grinding, and you stay stoked.
We know you're out there! Come to my voice!